Alrighty, firstly and foremost, happy Tuesday to every single person out there. Welcome if you are new. Today's episode is, oh man, it's exciting to see oil below 90 bucks and trending to $85. I've been talking about this for many weeks. The Federal Reserve has stated that if crude oil gets below 85 bucks, that is extremely bullish, meaning it's not really going to cause too much of inflation where it's going to be on their radar, and it is something that we have to get underneath. But on the flip side, oil is trending down. Why are stocks like SoFi, AMD, software, why are they selling off here today? Firstly and foremost, once again, happy Tuesday. If you are new here, I put out videos Monday through Friday. Sometimes I drop bonus videos on happy Saturdays, Saturday special edition. Otherwise, if you enjoy my content, I am a real person, real talk, real stock talk. I'm not some, well, let me just say this. I keep things real. I don't really edit around here because real talk around real events and also things that can very well better your life. I don't really think, not to mention when you're very passionate about stuff, I really feel that the less editing you do and just speak from your heart is really the best way to really go forward. Not to mention I've been on YouTube for 18 years now. My main YouTube channel, Nightmare RH, it's a gaming channel. 200,000 plus subscribers. None of my very small amount of my gaming viewers really wants to be in the stock market. And I totally get it. The stock market is not for everyone. But even people that would consider being in the stock market, it's a very scary place right now. It's very scary. So if you are buying stock, if you have been taking advantage like me in the last 7-8 months now, I've been buying a ton of stock publicly and you want to follow me along, definitely subscribe. Let's grow this YouTube channel definitely to the 1,000 sub levels. And here we go. So oil today, very much trending down. Very good stuff emerging from the Middle East. Donald Trump has basically cited multiple times now saying, hey, a peace deal, it's very much close despite all the attacks going back and forth. But a lot of analysts are really saying that, hey, the reason there's so many attacks going back and forth is because these countries know, water cheers, by the way, going to be doing some track running today. 93 degrees, hot and humid. Oh, I love it. Going to add to my tan, baby. A lot of times these countries, when they get close to a peace deal, they will increase their attacks. How do I know this? Well, it's because obviously I watch a lot of stuff on very much I don't want to say mainstream media, but just very much like very credible like people and stuff. Not to mention on the flip side, I'm a USMC Marine Corps veteran, Afghan vet as well, infantry veteran. So I do personally know that these countries, when there is a peace deal in sight, you will see a tremendous amount of attacks very much increase. My last military deployment, Afghan one, was 2019. And the unit that relieved me, they were actually there for pretty much like the peace, like, or actually, it was actually 2 units. But the unit that relieved me, they ended up seeing an increase of attacks because there was getting closer and closer to a peace agreement between pretty much America and the Taliban. And when it came time to basically pretty much leave, you saw attacks basically ramp up. So that's pretty much how, like, these countries in the Middle East, they operate. When it gets closer and closer to a peace agreement, a lot of times you see attacks just ramp up like crazy. I think it's utterly friggin' stupid, and so many other people too. I mean, if you're working towards a peace deal and you really truly want peace, you would think that, hey, let's go ahead and be boys here. let's shake hands and let's go ahead and end this bullshit that's been happening, right? So I do believe that a peace deal is going to be coming personally very soon. And that's why I believe oil is trending below 90 bucks and it's on its way to $85. Extremely bullish. Now, I want to make sure this video is actually pulled up. 1 minute. Okay, it is. This lady over here, I completely forget her name. I think it's Maria. I honestly don't even know how old she is, but I mean, I'm about to be 38. I'm a bachelor. I'd go ahead and take her out on a couple dinner dates. Definitely good looking lady here. So, she was basically talking in this short little video here on Fox Business. This came out 3 hours ago. 7 minutes and 19 seconds. I'll go ahead and link this video down below. This video is basically talking about the new Fed governor, Kevin Walsh, preparing to shake up the Fed. Shake up the Fed in the sense as, hey, are we going to be doing what the market is pricing in, which is rate hikes? Or are we going to shake things up and say, hey, there's going to be no rate hikes? So in this video, they're basically pretty much talking about how pretty much the market is seeing a rate hike and also a rate cut not until 2027. My own personal belief is that we will not be getting a rate hike at all because as long as oil continues to trend down, inflation is going to follow. Think of it in this way. There was an event that happened. It's called the Iran War several months ago. That has caused oil to gigantically jump to the moon. It's a geopolitical event. Before the Iran War, oil was at 65 bucks a barrel. And if you even go back into January, oil is at 57. I believe Venezuela, I think I just butchered that word, pretty much, and also that nation, sorry if you are from that nation, there are just some words that I will end up butchering. I honestly don't know. Everyone has their own words that they end up butchering, right? Even with that stuff going on, oil was still very low. Geopolitical event happened, oil went up, inflation surged. Geopolitical event goes away, oil goes down, inflation goes down. Why the fuck would you need rate hikes? The market is ran on bots. It's ran on algos. It causes people to rip out their hair. It causes people to sell their long-term investments that can make them life-changing money. It forces people to be depressed. It forces people to regret investing money, and they would just rather keep it in a savings account, checking account, and lose to inflation like I did throughout my 20s. It basically forces good people to lose great opportunities. You gotta do your due diligence, and you gotta understand this is a temporary surge. I do believe President Trump in this aspect where he stated this is temporary. This is not going to be forever. This is temporary. So when all this stuff goes away, why would the Federal Reserve raise rates? So I believe in about 8 days now, I'm actually getting a haircut at 2 p.m. Next Wednesday when the new Fed governor comes out. I'll be covering it the following day, Thursday, for a new video going over everything. But the new Fed governor is going to come out. I believe he's going to squash rate hike fears. I believe before next Wednesday that there's going to be a peace agreement with Iran. I don't believe the new Fed governor is going to cut rates. But I believe that the new Fed governor is going to say, okay, I've spoken to the president. There is a peace agreement as long, and the new Fed governor is going to say these words. As long as there is outstanding peace in the Middle East and this peace agreement holds, if the peace agreement is violated, the market's going to go bananas to the downside. As long as this peace agreement holds, inflation's going to be down, we can potentially maybe cut rates sometime later this year. That's what I personally believe. If I'm wrong, I don't give a shit. Why? Because I'm a long-term investor in so many stocks. I'm not gambling. And I don't encourage gambling too. By all means, there are times when I am going to buy options. I have not bought options in well over a year now. Actually, no. Holy banana farts. Actually, I honestly can't even believe it. I haven't bought options in close to about a year and a half. Why? Because the market has been so volatile. And I'd rather trade stocks than honestly risk a gamble. And I have. I ended up trading tremendous amount of stocks during Liberation Day. Was buying stock left and right, trade positions during Liberation Day low last year. And I ended up trading out of stocks. So I personally, that's personally me. Obviously, other people, you do you. But me personally, I'm not really taking a trader's perspective. But hypothetically, if we do not get any rate cuts this year, okay, well, guess what? We're not going to be getting any rate hikes. I don't believe that. So, understand what could very well play out. Now, the worst case scenario is I could be dead wrong and maybe we do get a rate hike this year. But that would be detrimental. Why would that be detrimental? Because this market is already risk off. Look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a risk on asset. Okay? If you want to tell if the market is very risky, look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not doing well. Bitcoin is not doing well at all. You're talking we broke 60,000 a couple days ago. Man, this is not a risk on market. Bitcoin is in a hurdle. So, if we were to get rate hikes, in my opinion, the market, the overall stock market, would very much be following in suit with Bitcoin. It would be very much pricing out so much stuff, and it would very much be falling a little bit. But here's the catch, and this is something where it kind of contradicts that statement. Earnings. SoFi did not raise their guidance. That's the reason why the stock ended up tanking from $18 to 16. 18 to 17 to 16 to 15. Today, we're seeing pretty much a bump in SoFi. Then we're seeing a gradual. Oh man, I got the friggin' hiccups. It's 11:13 a.m. right now. We're seeing SoFi very much trending down. I'll get to that momentarily. But hypothetically, if we were to get rate hikes in this market, the market's going to be sent down. And I just don't believe that based on the data, because the data shows that the consumer is very strong and our economy is strong. There's no reason for rate hikes as long as the inflation goes away because of oil. So if oil comes down but inflation does not go away, that is a problem. Do I believe that's going to happen? I really don't, and neither does so many other people as well. Hey, anything is possible, right? Anything out there is possible. I mean, who knows? Maybe the Fed governor next week, maybe he gives a complimentary friggin' rate cut. Like, anything is friggin' possible, okay? This is the stock market. Anything is possible. Anything, okay? I can go ahead. Look at this. People are having a hard time digesting AMD since April, right? Well, look at friggin' Micron, okay? People are having a hard time digesting Micron doing a 10 bagger here, a 10 upward move. Anything is possible, okay? Anything. I mean, I was dead wrong about Palantir. Basically, pretty much, I honestly thought the top at Palantir was literally about $125. I was dead wrong about that. So I mean, anything is possible in the U.S. stock market. Anything is possible. Now, what is happening today? This is what is happening. And this is my own personal belief. Hold on. I got to pull this up here. Okay. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow is scary. Scary tomorrow. What tends to happen in the stock market before something scary? So I will say this, and I've seen this time in and time again. I've been in this market now for 6+ years, and I have seen so many things just on a repetitive notion. When you go ahead and watch the stock market, you're going to see things time and time again. I believe that risk-on speculative companies like SoFi, like semis, like software, they're very scared because of the dreaded CPI that's coming out tomorrow. Do I believe CPI is going to be really bad tomorrow? I honestly believe CPI is probably going to be in line, which in theory is, it could be bullish, but at the same time, it could be bearish because the market can say, "Oh man, now we're not getting we're not getting a rate cut." If CPI comes in lower, expect stocks to rise. If it comes in line, in my opinion, it's a coin toss. Okay? If it comes in hotter than expected, I'm probably going to be buying some stock tomorrow, not going to lie. Oh yeah. It's going to be interesting. So that's really what is happening. But this is something that I've seen time in and time again in the stock market. A lot of times before you have an event, if the stock or market sells off, a lot of times that's a bullish signal because the opposite is going to happen tomorrow. Now, if we were to rally all throughout today, tomorrow could be a bloodbath. You see what I'm talking about? A lot of times when it comes to the stock market, this is also called buy the rumor, sell the news. However, right now we're not seeing a lot of buying per se. We're seeing the opposite in very risk-on names. So therefore, this could signal potentially, hey, tomorrow we could, if everything comes in line, or if something comes in a little lower, less inflation, maybe we have a lot of room to move up. So it's really going to be interesting what happens tomorrow. If anything, like I said, if you are well positioned in this market, like I am, and I'll go ahead and say this because I said this about 7-8 months ago. 7-8 months ago, I was actually under-invested in this market. Yeah, I had way too much cash on the sidelines. Why was that? Because during Liberation Day last year, I went all in the market. I don't like to use that term very, very often, but I went all in the market. I spent over $100,000 of hard cash during Liberation Day. I bought so much stock. I literally depleted my bank account, my checkings accounts. I was literally like, it was essentially paycheck to paycheck, baby, no savings. And then during the summer, I started to sell all my trade positions. My trade positions were Palantir on 2 accounts below $100, Nvidia, Meta, various other companies as well too. And the thing about it is that I had an abundance of cash around November of last year. And if you've been following me, I've been just building positions. And now we're seeing that, hey, there's still pain in the market. But at the same time, I am very much happily invested. I got great positions built. And whenever this market's going to take off, hey, I'm ready. So on a closing note, I'm going to go ahead and throw that question back at you all watching. Are you prepared when speculative names like SoFi, risk-on assets like Bitcoin, are you prepared when the market flips to very risk-on? Now, on a super closing note, well, isn't the market risk-on because we have the major indexes at all-time high or near all-time highs, very much pulling back? You also have the Qs basically on a breakout, the IWM. You can even go to the NASDAQ. Obviously, these major indexes are pulling back now. However, understand what is causing the overall market to really go higher. It's the AI build out. As for small cap names and stuff and very speculative names, they're very much far from their 52-week highs. Very, very far. So take that with a grain of salt. We literally have a handful of companies leading this market. Very similar to 2023. All right, everyone. New video tomorrow. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. I love each and every single one of you. Much appreciation. Be safe. Stay healthy. Stay hydrated. And I'll see you on the next one. Later.